Good evening. I would like to welcome everyone to the Town of Lexington Council meeting. This council meeting is being held at Town Hall on Monday evening, December the 2nd, 2024. This meeting is being broadcast live on the town's YouTube channel. I am Hazel Livingston, the mayor of the Town of Lexington, and I would like to introduce my fellow council members. To my left is Mayor Pro Tem Ron Williams.
Good evening.
To his left is Council Member Todd Lyle.
Good evening.
To his left is Council Member Jenny Michaels. To my right is Council Member Todd Carnes.
Good evening.
To his right is Council Member Gavin Smith.
Good evening.
And to his right is Council Member Will Allen.
Good evening.
Our invocation tonight will be led by Pastor Frederick Bartlett from St. James Lutheran Church. Thank you, Pastor.
You're most welcome, and thank you all for the opportunity. We'll open up with a word of scripture from the 118th Psalm. The Lord is my strength and my song. He has become my salvation. Glad songs of salvation are in the tents of the righteous. The right hand of the Lord does valiantly. The right hand of the Lord exalts. The right hand of the Lord does valiantly. I shall not die, but I shall live, and recount the deeds of the Lord. The Lord has disciplined me severely, but he has not given me over to death. Open to me the gates of righteousness, that I may enter through them, and give thanks to the Lord. This is the gate of the Lord. The righteous shall enter through it. I thank you that you have answered me, and have become my salvation. Let us pray. God of grace, O God of salvation, let us sing songs in this time of preparation. Songs of joy, songs that call us to recount your wonderful deeds, your deliverance in times of struggle. May our lives be the very gates of your righteousness. May, as we enter your world, see your reign, your kingdom among us. Guide us and lead us to your will. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you for being here. And next up, let's welcome U.S. Navy veteran Jim Reed to come up and lead us in our pledge.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. On behalf of all veterans, thank you. Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for being here tonight. At this time, I'd like to call the council meeting to order. And are there any deletions from tonight's agenda? Hearing none, I'll move on. That council met in an executive session prior to this meeting where we discussed the following matters: personnel review, routine personnel matter, discussion related to proposed project management contract, discussion related to KC wastewater treatment facility capacity, discussion regarding West Columbia water litigation, and advice regarding agenda items. No vote was taken. Do I hear a motion to ratify this report?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem makes a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Councilman Carnes makes a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. At this time, we'll do a vision plan update, and let me see, I think I got it moved around here. Bear with me just a minute. All right, I think I moved it around. Is it the snowball weekend that I'm doing? Hmm? I don't have it. I just got the traffic plan. I don't. So I'm going we'll do the snowball announcements. Since I can't locate my vision plan update tonight, we'll do the announcements that we have the snowball weekend coming up this weekend. It's several holiday events in the town, starting this Thursday and Friday with the Christmas craft fair. On Friday evening, we will have the carol lighting ceremony alongside the lighting of the tree. Saturday, December the 7th, features the Snowball Festival, Carnival, and a movie, and on Sunday, we will conclude the festivities with the wonderful Christmas parade, which starts at 3 p.m. We also encourage you to participate in our Shop, Dine Local campaign and continue supporting the heart of our community through local businesses. For more details regarding these events, please check the town's website and social media pages. Closings for the holiday, as this is the last council meeting of 2024, we want to take a moment and wish, well, we'll do that later. We'll wish you a great holiday, but since I still can't find my vision plan up here, at this time we'll go to Mayor Pro Tem for a traffic update.
Thank you, Mayor. Construction activity continues along South Lake Drive near Industrial Drive associated with the new Whataburger restaurant. Work consists of adding a new right turn lane and median on South Lake Drive and lane widening work along Industrial. While no lane closures are anticipated, we ask that you continue to exercise caution along this route. With the construction of the new Canal Coffee on Columbia Avenue, lane shifts will be used as the contractor makes roadway improvements to King Street. Finally, lane closures will be expected as sewer construction continues along the 800 block of Reed Avenue. We encourage you to follow the Town of Lexington social media outlets for traffic alerts and updates. Please call 803-358-7273 to report any traffic signal issues, unsafe roadway conditions, or a pothole that needs immediate repair.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. This time we have a presentation. It's recognizing Arbor Day, December the 13th. And I'd like to read it to you. A proclamation of the mayor and council for the town of Lexington declaring December the 13th, 2024 as Arbor Day in the town of Lexington. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitats for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable source of giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our town increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the mayor and council of the town of Lexington that Sunday, December the 13th, 2024 is hereby declared Arbor Day in the town of Lexington, South Carolina, and that all citizens are urged to celebrate Arbor Day by supporting efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and by planting trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Dated the 2nd day of December 2024. And I think, Scott, you want to come up and get this? And I think we'll be planting a tree on
Friday the 13th.
Okay. Actually, I've got it on the calendar for next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Is that not when we're planning it?
It's Friday the 13th. It's better for it not to be on Friday the 13th, personally.
Just roll with it, right? And at this time, I'm going to ask Mr. Brad Cunningham to come up to the podium and his lovely daughter, Lauren, to come up too. Brad, I know you were with us your last meeting, and that was the last time you actually was here, and they did a little going-away party for you right before Thanksgiving. But I just wanted you to come back, and especially bring that beautiful daughter that we've all watched grow up from a baby, and do lots of great things here at the town, too, to come back and let us recognize you for your service here for the community. We're going to miss you. You've always been very loyal to us, very dedicated to the town, and very good to everyone here, and I know especially to me, all the time that you've been here with me. And I just wanted to say I appreciate you, and I wanted to give each one of the council members an opportunity to tell you too. So I wanted you to come back and let us just say thank you for your service.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I'll jump in. When I moved here, I moved into Brad's neighborhood. So we met as neighbors long before I knew he was town attorney. And so he gave me neighborly advice and a lot of good legal advice through the years. So congratulations, man, on 2 solid decades and retirement, and looking forward to whatever's.
I think one night I rescued your youngest daughter on a golf cart and brought her home.
That sounds right. That sounds right. Probably need some help from Chief, too, a time or two on that. But, yeah, really appreciate it.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Brad, I'd just like to say thank you. You know, I came here, I guess it's been about 18 months ago, and I bet you I've called you at least once a month to say, hey, Brad, what do you think of this? I tend to err on the side of caution, as you always say to me, and it's sometimes I'm a little too cautious with things, but I appreciate you always getting back to me, and you were certainly one of the fastest. If you don't answer my phone call immediately, you call back quicker than almost anyone I know, so I appreciate that. I wish you well, and thank you for your service to the town.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Smith.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Brad, in my short tenure, you've skyrocketed very quickly to one of my favorite people here at town. So I really appreciate everything you've done for the town and how often you were always ready for any questions that we ever had. I know I didn't get to speak with you too much over the past year, but every time we did speak, I thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Absolutely.
I'll go ahead, Madam Mayor. Brad, just great getting to know you the past year, and actually a little bit more just being on the Planning Commission and doing all that. I guess it's been longer than a year, hasn't it? But really appreciate all the, you know, just the discussions that we've had. I've learned a lot from you, and best wishes for whatever you go do.
Thank you, Ms. Michaels.
I'll go ahead, Mayor.
Okay.
Brad, 11 years. A lot of phone calls, a lot of discussions, a lot of great advice, a lot of laughs, a lot of headaches. I hope you enjoy your retirement. You certainly earned it, and we'll look to see you around town.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Williams.
Sir.
Brad, as a fellow lawyer, you know, I'm a big fan of yours. I appreciate all you've done and continue to do, and wish you the best of luck. Thank you again for all you've done.
I appreciate it, Mr. Lyle.
And Brad, I've got a message from you from a bald man that you played horseshoes a whole lot with.
Oh, wow.
He said to tell you he's going to miss you playing horseshoes, so one day when we get a horseshoe pit in Virginia Hilton Park, you're going to have to come meet him and play.
Absolutely. I appreciate the good words. You know, they did have a little get-together here last, well, it's been over a week now, when I was still on the staff, and I was asked if I had any parting advice, and I would repeat that right now, and Stuart and Rachel help me if I don't remember everything I said. But the gist of it was, work together. We're all on the same team. Do the best you can, and when one of us looks good, we all look good, so help each other. And if we do that, we'll all be fine. But I appreciate very much the time I spent here. Gosh, it goes back a long time. I was there when your first granddaughter was born, and now she's about to graduate from high school, I think. But it's been a lot of fun. I feel like in some ways I've left my fingerprints around the town. You know, Virginia Hilton Park used to be half as big as it is now, and we were able to manage to work out deals and buys for all the property on the other side of the creek. and all the property around the old mill trail. So I like to feel like I was in some part of that success, and I like to share in the pride of it. And I appreciate all the things that the 7 of you have done. I didn't expect to have to come back here tonight, so all this is off the cuff, but like Todd, you know, off the cuff is, you have to be able to do it or you can't stand the heat. But I appreciate you asking me to come back tonight very much, and I enjoyed the time here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
You left a lot of fingerprints on hearts too, and we're going to miss you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the chance to come back.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Brad.
Okay, I'll get myself together after that one. Moving on to new business, Councilmember Gavin Smith, Boardwalk Villas Homeowners Association.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Boardwalk Villas Homeowners Association has requested reimbursement for streetlights and for trash pickup for calendar year 2023. Their letter of request is attached. So Boardwalk Villas was annexed on March 6, 2023, and the roads are privately owned and are not wide enough for our current contractor for trash pickup services to navigate without causing property damage in the neighborhood. So in accordance with the town's residential streetlight ordinance, the town would be responsible for 1 streetlight per 6 lots, with the current rate being $23.31 per light. The town's solid waste collection and disposal ordinance provides for trash pickup with the town's contractor at a rate of $12.76 per household through June 30th, 2023, and $13.27 per household for July through December 2023. There are 48 lots in Boardwalk Villas, so the total for streetlights is $1,864.80. Trash pickup for that first period is $2,449.92, and for that second period is $3,821.76, bringing a total of those to $8,136.48. So with all of that, I move for council approval of reimbursement to Boardwalk Villas Homeowners Association.
Councilman Smith makes the motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Councilman Carnes seconds it. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. And it is unanimous. Our second item of new business is from Councilmember Lyle, approval of local transportation improvement plan, second edition. Councilmember Lyle.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So the original LTIP, which stands for the Local Transportation Improvement Plan. Sitting in the room is Randy Edwards, our Director of Transportation. I want to give him a big shout. Randy's just celebrated 10 years with us. And one of your ideas was this LTIP, which I want to give it a lot of credit for because that's the backbone of how we can enforce different developments to be required to do traffic improvements. It's a mechanism also to get things in a shovel-ready condition in the event there is other public monies have made available for traffic improvements, as has always been an important feature to this town. And all of us, I know traffic is near and dear and important. All that aside, this past year, Madam Mayor, you made it a big deal to have us go through our priorities, and quite a few of us said as a top priority we were going to identify an update to the traffic studies and traffic improvement plans. And in conjunction with Director Edwards, there's a need to expand that. And so the original budget item, I believe, was $110,000, but based on traffic being the priority that it was, and the ability to upgrade this study to have a more inclusive plan, which has further tentacles out into areas and nodes that influence the town itself. I think we're calling this an all-inclusive traffic plan. There's a need for an increase on this proposal of this study to go up to $225,000. And so in light of all that, Madam Mayor, I would request that council increase the budget from $110,000 to $225,000 for all those reasons that I set forth prior.
Councilman Long makes a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem seconds. Randy, can you come up and just tell us a little bit about the LTIP, the previous plan, and how much money has been spent on road projects?
Just in case.
You want to borrow mine? They're a little smudgy, but.
So for those that care, this is the original LTIP. So it includes, local transportation improvement plan was adopted in 2018. We proposed in end of 2016, following a development that would not make improvements based upon our suggestions because we didn't have any ability to do that. So we came to y'all and requested funds to basically create a document. So in 2017, this was put together, and it was identified last budget cycle that this really needed to be updated. And so with that, this particular LTIP, I'm looking at it, you're not, has, just in summary, the LTIP itself collectively has been completed or is currently under construction. So for example, the Whataburger work is included in this list. And the Mineral Springs, the development there, the extension of the county Claystone Drive to Mineral Springs, that comes to a total of $5,205,000 that is either completed or is in progress today. And that's the LTIP, and then each individual, not every intersection is identified in the LTIP, and so, but using this methodology, we're able to identify other things as new development comes in. We're able to use it as a catalyst to get that development to address the traffic issues as they occur. So, and then bigger numbers yet, we've identified with every development that's come in, but then some developments, have drifted away or been shelved for a while. We're at $6.8 million since 2018 that we have identified.
So with that being said, this time we're studying a little further out and everything, and I'm hoping that we can take this to our county council and saying, this is what we're looking at, it affects all these roads. Can y'all put this in place a little further out and make developers and stuff in those areas do improvements too? So I'm hoping somehow we can get the county to work with us in doing their unincorporated areas that are in this plan. But thank you for all you've done on this these years.
Yes,
it's a lot, and it's big improvements.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you a lot.
Madam Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Randy, I would just like to compliment you. When I ran for this office 18 months ago, number one thing we hear about is traffic. And oftentimes you hear, well, the town of Lexington is doing nothing on traffic. But that document you have right there proves otherwise. And the work that you and your staff do every single day, it may not go noticed by everyone, but it is noticed by many. And I just want to say thank you. Because I might have my math wrong, so don't quote me, but I believe there's thousands of miles of roads in the town. And tell me if I'm wrong, Randy.
He's looking kind of bug-eyed, so I think you might be wrong.
Hundreds.
Don't put him on the spot
okay,
here,
hundreds.
Gavin.
Okay, hundreds.
Yes.
Okay. But the town owns, I believe, 27 miles of those roads. I see different numbers.
I remember the numbers.
I see different numbers, but we'll say around 10%. And it may not even be that much. And I'm just using that number to prove that the town of Lexington has done so much on 90% of roads that don't even belong to us. And we're doing that to make an impact in the community, to better the county as well,
Definitely.
to better West Columbia, to better those that border us. So, and that's a direct result of you and your staff. So thank you. I have one question for you, and then I'll leave you alone. When we're talking about the data collection for this, can you help me understand, will it take into account for different seasons, holidays, and then also will it measure at different time periods, so AM, PM? I know it will measure at different time periods, but will it measure it across multiple days? Could you just help me understand the collection?
Okay, so traffic, we try to measure traffic on what's defined as a normal day. We try to avoid anything, for example, from last weekend all the way till the second weekend of January, because that is not normal. We do not collect traffic on Saturdays or Sundays because those are not normal. Normal in America for our normal 9 to 5 work has been defined as Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. That's what normal is in the traffic engineering world. So to answer your question, no, we will not do it on holidays, weekends, beach traffic, etc. Now, when I say that, if you're at Myrtle Beach, that's a different normal because that's a special thing. Sure. With me? We're not Myrtle Beach, and so we want to look at what is normal day. So a normal day on 378, for example, includes normal shopping, every day going back and forth to Publix, going to Kohl's, going to Lowe's Home Improvement, the intersection of Mineral Springs. Everybody knows that that used to be a horrible intersection on a normal day. Now it's still, on a high volume day, it still can be a little sticky, but on a normal day, it has fleshed out significant improvements. So that's our goal, is what we call normal or level of service C. I know several of the council folks here understand the level of service and why we don't build for A.
Right.
We can't. If we were to collect data on, for example, Black Friday or the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we would then be building to meet that demand, and the rest of the travel times we would be level of service A, so no friction whatsoever. So we would grossly overbuild our system. So we aim for the middle so that during those times when it's overloaded, we can. Does that help?
It does, and I appreciate you explaining that. I guess the one thing I drill down on there is when it comes to sample size. You know, so you're going to measure on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know, times 52 weeks that there are. How many days across Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are you going to study? Are you going to study one Tuesday, or are you going to look at multiple?
Traffic data collection across through the ITE, which is the International Transportation Engineers established group through the Federal Highway Administration. We generally collect data on one day, one normal day. We do an AM, generally defined as, say, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., and then a PM, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Occasionally, you'll do a noon count, but that's usually a special case, depending upon, you know, a traffic study will do that type of thing if it's a lunch-driven business. But generally, you collect data for one day. When you see the tube counts out on the SCDOT routes, they're in one evening, and 2 days later, they're gone. It's a single day count. Those counts are available on SCDOT's website. And if you look at data collection, it basically fleshes out with the standard deviation of any particular day, as long as the day fits normal, or the definition of normal. Does that help?
It does. I mean, from my mathematics statistics brain, it makes me worry, but if that's an industry standard that you select one day, I guess I would just say, let's make sure, and I'm sure that you have, I'm not insinuating you haven't, that we pick a day that is truly not influenced by a close nearby holiday or, you know, some other outside factor. Like you said, a normal day.
Correct. And we don't, for example, school, we don't do Mondays, we don't do Fridays. We also make sure that school is in, which is what limits us to our windows.
Understood. So. Okay. Thank you for answering my question. And again, thank you.
We appreciate what you do. And I think all the citizens do, and the amount of money that we're approving to do this study to give you the tool to continue to make small improvements throughout our community, I think it's very well worth it when $6.8 million has come in off of that one.
Yes.
So thank you for that so very much. Any other discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. And it is unanimous. Our next item of business is from Council Member Michaels, a first reading annexation of Lexington County tax map located in the 800 block of East Main Street.
Make sure that's on. Clinton Ray Carpenter IV owns 4.70 acres on East Main Street and has petitioned to annex the property. A single-family dwelling is being planned on the site. Properties in the town near this 1 are zoned protected residential 2, high-density residential, and general commercial. East Main Street is classified as an arterial road. The Planning Commission reviewed this annexation during their November meeting and recommended annexing the property with protected residential zoning. The Commission recommended classifying East Main Street as an arterial road. I recommend to approval of the first reading.
Councilman Michaels makes the first reading. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Councilmember Lyle seconds it. Is there any discussion?
Mayor,
Yes.
if maybe Jessica could help with this. On this attached annexation map, it showed us a triangle in red, of course, or a large area in red. And then there's one section of a triangle still in gray. Is that where that billboard sits?
I believe so, yes.
So it was cut out on a postage stamp for the billboard?
Well, yes, and it's
Okay.
not in town, as it's
Right, so it's not, okay.
not part of this lot.
All righty, just want to make sure it wasn't. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. And it is unanimous. Our fourth item of business is Resolution Safe Streets for All Safety Action Plan. Councilmember Todd Carnes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The kickoff meeting for the Safe Streets for All Safety Action Plan was held on October 9, 2024. Several topics were discussed, particularly the need for a resolution from the Town of Lexington's commitment to an eventual goal of 0 roadway fatalities and serious injuries that include an overall target date. Madam Mayor, I make a motion to request the council to sign the submitted resolution for the commitment to the goal of 0 roadway fatalities from the Federal Highway Department.
Councilmember Carnes makes the motion. Do I hear a second?
And a second.
Mayor Pro Tem seconds it. Is there any discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I have some considerable heartburn with the federal legalese in this. So for that reason, I won't be able to vote for it. Having said that, I'm not suggesting that I'm not for 0 fatalities on the roadways. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. And it is 6-1. Our final item is mid-year budget adjustment. Mayor Pro Tem Ron Williams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Several town council priorities for 2024 related to human capital, including a townwide staffing needs assessment. Staff has gotten together and made some recommendations to us. The net personnel adjustment is a reduction of $76,329 to fiscal year 2025. Make a motion for first reading approval of an ordinance to amend the 2025 budget year for reorganization.
Mayor Pro Tem makes the motion. Do I hear a second?
I second that.
Councilmember Lyle seconds it. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. And it is unanimous. Wow. Long executive session, short meeting. I guess that's good. Are there any questions from the news media? Are there any final comments from the public regarding specific agenda items for tonight? Are there any questions or comments from staff? I want to take a moment and recognize our new employee hired by the town of Lexington in the month of November, Andrew Kraft, in the Utilities Department. So welcome to the Lexington family, Andrew. We're happy to have you. And they did send me, even though y'all can look through my papers, I do not have it. And it's some stuff on here that we probably need to read. Let's see, Rachel. The vision plan, the Greenway and Trails Connections project will have a booth at the Snowball Festival as part of our public engagement efforts. It will be at the Christmas Craft Fair underneath the pavilion from 4 until 8 p.m. So please stop by and fill out a survey. We would love to get your feedback on the trails and greenways connections. And for any other projects for the vision plan, please visit lexsc.gov. And then I will jump over here to where I was fixing to close us out a while ago and end the meeting. This is council's last meeting of 2024, and we want to take a moment and wish you all a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. And council is going to all look very special and different this year on the parade this Sunday, so I encourage you all to come out and see what we're up to and what's going on. And thank you for helping make the town of Lexington a truly great place to live, work, worship, and raise a family. And with that, I will adjourn this meeting. That concludes our business, and thanks for watching the Town of Lexington. Without objection, we're adjourned.